Imagine for a moment that the individual whose absence you mourn, the spirit you believe has vanished forever, is in fact here with you as you engage with these words. I understand how this might resonate with you. I know your rational thoughts might be quickly categorizing it as mere hope or an ethereal vision. But what if I were able to demonstrate, drawing upon the meticulously recorded insights of Edgar Cayce, recognized as the most profound clairvoyant in history, that departure is simply a transition, like moving from one chamber to another? And what if I could unveil 7 clear indications that those you've lost are not only near you, but are actively striving to reach out to you in this very moment? Our exploration starts now. Allow me to begin by sharing an experience from 3 years ago, an event that fundamentally altered my understanding of transition, sorrow, and the unseen realm that encompasses us daily. My grandmother had departed 6 months prior, and the sorrow I felt was immense. You're likely familiar with that sensation, aren't you? That deep void within your spirit, as if a piece of your very being has been fractured. The sudden fading of the world's vibrancy, its vitality, its sense of connection. While sifting through her personal effects, I came across a collection of letters I hadn't encountered before. Correspondence she had penned to her own mother following her mother's passing. Within one of these, dated 1952, was a passage that utterly arrested my attention. "I'm aware you might consider me irrational," she wrote, "but Mother visits me, not merely in slumber, but in my waking life. She rearranges items in the kitchen. She switches on the radio to play our special tune. Just yesterday, her fragrance enveloped me with such intensity that I instinctively spun around, anticipating her presence." This particular letter initiated a profound exploration for me, fundamentally reshaping my existence, as I came to understand that my grandmother was not delusional. She was not simply conjuring these experiences. She was, in fact, encountering precisely what Edgar Cayce had meticulously recorded over many decades: the authentic, perceptible, and verifiable methods through which our departed loved ones persist in engaging with our reality. For more than 40 years, Cayce provided insights through readings for countless individuals navigating the loss of cherished connections. And in each successive session, he disclosed a truth largely unacknowledged by society: that the act of passing does not conclude a relationship, rather, it reshapes it. This was his initial profound insight. Yet before I delve into those 7 signs with you, signs that might illuminate occurrences within your own life, I must first convey Edgar Cayce's discoveries regarding the very essence of consciousness. In 1931, a woman approached Cayce, utterly heartbroken by her husband's sudden departure. Her sole desire was to ascertain his well-being, his state of peace, or even his continued existence. As Cayce entered his meditative trance, the insights delivered were far beyond simple reassurance. They were a profound disclosure. He elucidated that consciousness, the fundamental core of our identity, cannot be obliterated. It can only undergo a transformation of its essence. Much like water shifting into vapor, the soul merely moves from one condition of existence to another. And this is the aspect that resonated deeply within me. Edgar Cayce conveyed that shortly after departing, spirits frequently linger near the material world, particularly close to those they cherished most. This isn't due to being confined or unable to progress, but rather because love itself constitutes an energetic force that surpasses the boundaries of physical demise. This energy persistently strives for manifestation, for communion, for avenues to solace and direct those who are left behind. This is more than mere enchanting spiritual verse. Cayce asserted that this reflects the actual functioning of the cosmos. And should you discern what to perceive, should you grasp the unique dialect employed by departed spirits to convey messages, you will begin to perceive their presence throughout your surroundings. The intrigue intensifies. What Edgar Cayce uncovered regarding consciousness beyond life. Now, this is where the narrative truly captivates. Cayce revealed that spirits who have passed communicate with us via what he termed the 7 channels of connection. These are not chance happenings. They are not mere coincidences. Instead, they represent purposeful endeavors by your cherished ones to bridge the divide and assure you of their enduring presence. However, here lies the difficulty. Many of us have been accustomed to dismissing these indications as products of fantasy, as visions stemming from sorrow, as mere deceptions of our own minds. We have been conditioned to accept that if something cannot be quantified by scientific tools, then its reality is questionable. Cayce labeled this the profound misfortune of a material-centric viewpoint. He articulated that by closing our hearts and intellects to the prospect of ongoing communion, we are not merely forsaking solace. We are forfeiting continuous bonds with the individuals we hold dearest. Consider this perspective. What if your beloved who has departed has been endeavoring to contact you for numerous months, even years, yet you consistently rationalize away every symbol, every meaningful alignment, every instance where you sense their nearness? What if they are present, right next to you, conveying numerous messages, but you remain unreceptive to them because you lack conviction in the possibility of such communication? If you have ever experienced a moment, even a fleeting one, where you sensed that someone who had passed on was, in some way, still present with you, I invite you to acknowledge that feeling, as what I am about to impart could fundamentally alter your perception of those occurrences. Indicator number 1. The 3 a.m. awakening, the subtle hours. The first indicator, the awakening. Allow me to reveal the initial subtle sign. And I encourage you to listen with close attention, as this experience may have occurred for you quite recently. As per Edgar Cayce, one of the most prevalent methods spirits employ to communicate is by softly rousing us during what he termed the thin hours. This typically occurs between the hours of 2 and 4 in the morning, distinct from the abrupt, anxiety-laden awakening that stems from pressure or concern. This particular experience is dissimilar. It is a tender, gradual stirring that brings you to a state of awareness, leaving you feeling conscious and attentive, as though a voice had just softly uttered your name. Cayce elucidated that within these initial hours of dawn, the barrier between different realms becomes exceptionally permeable. During these moments, our logical, critical thoughts subside, our emotions are receptive, making it simpler for those we cherish to connect with us. However, as Cayce highlighted, the crucial point is that such occurrences don't evoke fear or unease. Instead, they bring a profound sense of comfort. Frequently, there's an awareness of someone else in the space, a sensation of companionship even without any visible presence. I recall my personal experience with this phenomenon shortly after my grandmother's passing. I awoke precisely at 3:17 in the morning, a time I later learned was her regular hour for morning prayers. A remarkable tranquility enveloped me, and I distinctly remember the aroma of her coffee brewing from the kitchen. Upon investigation, naturally, nothing was amiss. Yet the sensation, that specific feeling, was profoundly real. Subsequently, reviewing Cayce's writings on this subject revealed that souls who have moved on frequently visit during these tranquil times because our active, questioning intellect poses less resistance. Their intention isn't to frighten, it's to provide solace, to communicate their well-being, and to underscore that love continues beyond physical life. The second indication, the messenger, specifically involves animals. This sign, documented as number 2, pertains to birds, butterflies, and even household pets acting as conduits. Edgar Cayce thoroughly documented a second significant sign, which manifests through animals, especially birds, butterflies, and even our companion animals, displaying behaviors out of the ordinary, seemingly conveying communications from the spiritual realm. Cayce elaborated that discarnate spirits can affect animal behavior with far greater ease than they can alter physical items. Creatures inherently possess a heightened sensitivity to spiritual energies, displaying a greater receptivity to the unseen dimensions enveloping our world. Across numerous readings, Cayce recounted instances. A cardinal consistently appearing at a window each morning following a mother's death. A butterfly gently settling on a shoulder during the anniversary of a cherished one's departure. Or a previously aloof cat unexpectedly seeking closeness with a person experiencing sorrow. However, Cayce emphasized that the crucial elements are the precise timing and the emotional resonance these interactions evoke. These are not mere chance encounters with wildlife. They occur at times when your thoughts are deeply on your lost loved one, when you're grappling with sorrow, or when a sign is most profoundly needed. Consider Sarah's story, recorded by Cayce in 1936. Her young son had tragically passed in an accident, leaving her consumed by immense guilt and anguish. 3 days following the memorial service, a robin started appearing at her kitchen window each morning. This wasn't an ordinary bird. It would gently peck at the pane until it caught her attention, then remain perched, seemingly gazing straight at her for several minutes before departing. When she sought a reading from Cayce, he informed her that her son was utilizing this robin to convey a consistent message. "I'm all right, Mom. I'm still present. Please, do not fault yourself." The tapping, Cayce clarified, was her son's distinctive method of communicating. "Please notice me. This is me reaching out." After a quarter of a year passed, Sarah communicated with Cayce, sharing how the small red-breasted bird had visited her daily until the morning a profound sense of serenity embraced her regarding her son's departure. On that specific day, the robin approached her window for the very last time, seemingly offering a gentle acknowledgement, and then soared away, never to be seen again. I now invite you to consider your personal journey for a brief moment. In the time since your dear one transitioned, have you observed any peculiar animal interactions? Perhaps birds that materialize during meaningful instances, or butterflies that gently rest upon you just as thoughts of them arise? Have your cherished family pets displayed any uncharacteristic behaviors? Feel free to leave a remark below and recount your own narrative, for this is what I've come to understand. When we begin to openly share these encounters, when we release the apprehension that others might perceive us as irrational, a truly wonderful phenomenon unfolds. We come to grasp that we are not solitary in this journey. We recognize that these indications hold genuine truth. They are widespread and are occurring for individuals across the globe. Please give a like to the comments that speak to your heart. Let's offer mutual encouragement in this understanding, as by affirming one another's experiences, we create a smoother path for our loved ones who have passed to connect with us. And if you haven't yet joined our community, I kindly encourage you to do so. We are cultivating a space for individuals who comprehend that physical departure does not signify the cessation of love, and your participation here is deeply valued. Moving to our third indication, familiar aromas, their unique essence. The third sign, a sense of the familiar, which Edgar Cayce chronicled, is one that nearly every person who has grieved a loss can recognize. This is the spontaneous, unmistakable fragrance of your loved one emerging from seemingly nowhere. Cayce elaborated that our sense of smell serves as one of the most immediate avenues for spiritual contact, precisely because it circumvents our logical thought processes and connects directly with our emotional recollections. When a soul that has departed wishes to convey its presence, orchestrating the air molecules in your vicinity to carry their distinctive fragrance stands as one of the most potent techniques. This is not merely perceiving something akin to what they once wore. Rather, it involves detecting their precise perfume in a space where no one has applied any fragrance. It might be their pipe tobacco in a home where smoking does not occur, their beloved flowers flourishing in the depths of winter, or their signature cooking aromas in a kitchen where no food preparation has taken place. Edgar Cayce emphasized these points with great precision. Such fragrances manifest abruptly, linger only for a brief interval, and then vanish entirely. Furthermore, their appearance consistently coincides with moments when you require solace, when your thoughts are focused upon them, or on anniversaries and dates that held deep significance within your connection. I will forever remember a consultation Cayce conducted for a gentleman whose spouse had succumbed to cancer. This individual was by nature a doubter, an engineer whose conviction rested solely upon what could be quantified and substantiated. Yet, 6 weeks following his wife's memorial service, as he sat in his living room, the distinct aroma of her lavender perfume permeated the space. He meticulously searched his entire residence, discovering no perfume bottles, no room fresheners, and no rational explanation. When he approached Cayce, yearning for understanding, Cayce conveyed a message that moved him to profound tears. Your beloved partner wishes for you to understand that her suffering has ceased. The presence of lavender serves as her gentle message, conveying that she has discovered tranquility, and her hope is for you to also embrace inner calm. Moving on to sign 4, technological and electrical phenomena. Perhaps among the most intriguing indicators documented by Cayce are what he referred to as electrical sympathies, This involves the subtle ways in which souls who have departed can influence electronic devices and modern technology. It's important to remember that Cayce delivered these insights in the 1920s and 30s, long before the widespread adoption of televisions, personal computers, or mobile phones in most households. Yet, he consistently described how departed spirits possessed the capacity to manipulate electrical currents, causing radios to play songs with significant personal meaning, lights to flicker in distinct patterns, or even telephones to ring without an active caller on the line. Cayce theorized that consciousness itself operates as a form of electrical energy, and when an individual transitions from life, they do not lose their innate ability to interact with electrical fields. In fact, he suggested they become even more attuned to them. A soul that has passed on can direct its energy, prompting specific electrical reactions that convey a message. The crucial element, according to Cayce, lies in discerning the inherent pattern and the timing of these occurrences. Consider instances when your departed loved one's favorite melody inexplicably begins to play on a radio you haven't activated, or when lights pulsate in the precise room where you are overcome with emotion regarding their absence, or when your phone displays their number as an incoming call, even though that line has been disconnected. These are not merely chance events, they are profound communications. Sign 5. Dreams. More tangible than awakening, or the synchronicity of experience. This fifth sign was regarded by Cayce as the most direct channel for communion between our present existence and the realm beyond. These are visitation dreams that possess a vividness and reality surpassing our waking experiences. Cayce drew a vital distinction between ordinary dreams about those we've lost and what he termed authentic visitation dreams. Common dreams, he clarified, are creations of our subconscious mind as it navigates the landscape of sorrow and remembrance. However, true visitation dreams represent actual encounters unfolding within what he called the borderland, a dimension poised between the material and spiritual worlds where genuine interaction becomes possible. How, then, can one differentiate? Cayce outlined precise characteristics indicative of genuine visitation dreams. Firstly, they are profoundly more vivid, more substantial than any dream you have ever experienced. Hues appear brighter, emotions are felt more intensely, every detail is remarkably sharp, and you retain every memory perfectly upon waking. Secondly, your loved one appears robust, complete, and often younger than they were at the time of their passing. They exhibit no signs of distress or discomfort. Instead, they emanate tranquility and affection. Thirdly, they frequently impart specific information that you could not have possibly known beforehand. They might reveal the location of something they had concealed, deliver a message intended for another family member, or disclose a detail about their transition that brings you solace. And fourthly, this is of paramount importance. You awaken feeling deeply comforted rather than disquieted. One might sense they've truly shared moments with these individuals, experiencing a genuine dialogue, a heartfelt reconnection. Edgar Cayce meticulously recorded numerous accounts of these dream visitations, consistently noting a recurring pattern. Souls who have passed on utilize the dream realm to engage in prolonged exchanges with those they cherish, as our logical faculties are unable to impede this interaction. Moving to the sixth indicator, recurring numbers and significant occurrences. This particular sign encompasses what Cayce termed numerical communications, referring to how souls on the other side can arrange significant chance events and repeated numerical sequences to draw our notice. You might begin to observe numbers related to their birth date appearing frequently, perhaps on timepieces, vehicle registration plates, or even store receipts. It's possible you'll repeatedly come across the anniversary of their passing in unexpected locations. Alternatively, you could find specific melodies playing, particular individuals phoning, or distinct events unfolding on dates that held special meaning within your shared history. Cayce elaborated that departed spirits possess the ability to influence what he described as the web of synchronicity, the unseen links between occurrences that appear unrelated. Should you continuously encounter identical number patterns, or if significant coincidences accumulate in a manner that challenges statistical likelihood, understand that your cherished individual is orchestrating these happenings to convey their awareness of your life's unfolding journey. Let us consider the seventh sign, the sense of presence, recognized as the paramount indication. However, the seventh and most profound sign chronicled by Edgar Cayce is also the most delicate. An undeniable intuition that your beloved is right there with you, even when their physical form is beyond sight or sound. Cayce referred to this phenomenon as the communion of hearts. He elucidated that love forges an energetic connection that the act of transition cannot sever. Occasionally, this bond intensifies to such a degree that you can genuinely perceive the nearness of your loved one as vividly as if they were tangibly beside you. This experience is not born of mere imagination, nor is it simply wishful yearning. Cayce affirmed that this is your own soul recognizing the unique energetic imprint of someone who deeply cares for you. It is a soul choosing to draw near to you precisely when your need for them is greatest. Perhaps it occurs when you face a challenging choice, and an unexpected wave of love and direction washes over you. Or it could manifest during moments of sorrow, when you sense unseen arms embracing you. It might also arise when commemorating a significant event, and you feel their joyful participation alongside you. Cayce conveyed this with utmost clarity. When you sense the presence of your departed cherished ones, place your faith in that sensation. Do not dismiss it or try to explain it away with logic. They are truly present. They are by your side. They are communicating to you that love holds more power than death, and your connection with them perseveres in a form that extends beyond the physical realm. Unveiling a more profound understanding. Nurturing connections beyond the veil. Now, let us delve into a wisdom Edgar Cayce grasped, which often eludes many. These manifest indicators are not merely haphazard comforts sent from the spiritual dimension. Rather, they form an integral component of a grander design. A profound understanding regarding consciousness and affection exists, which fundamentally alters our perspective. As per Cayce's insights upon the passing of a cherished individual, we don't merely experience their absence. Instead, we are granted entry into an alternative form of connection with them. Their existence is no longer constrained by the confines of physical form, earthly time, or spatial boundaries. They possess the capacity to be present with numerous individuals concurrently. They can exert influence over occurrences spanning vast distances and provide direction and safeguard us in manners unattainable during their earthly lives. However, there's a crucial condition. The continuation of this bond relies on our receptiveness. Should we close ourselves off, rejecting the possibility, rationalizing every indication, and disregarding every meaningful coincidence, we sever the very link that holds the potential to transmute our sorrow into something profound and lovely. Cayce frequently expressed that those who have departed require our faith in their enduring presence almost as intensely as we yearn to sense it. When we recognize the signals they send, engage in conversations with them, and integrate them into our everyday existence, we reinforce the connection between realms. This facilitates their ability to reach us and enhances our capacity to embrace their affection and wisdom. This perspective does not negate the natural process of grieving, nor does it imply a lack of longing for their tangible presence. Rather, it signifies that your bond with them does not cease. Instead, it undergoes a transformation, developing into a connection of greater depth, a more spiritual nature, one that can, in fact, intensify with the passage of time. Consider this personal contemplation for a moment. Imagine if every beloved individual you have ever lost remains accessible to you. What if they continue to watch over you, nurturing your well-being, still wishing to share in your journey? What if that intuition you occasionally experience, the awareness that you are not solitary, that someone is safeguarding you, is not merely an optimistic fantasy? What if it represents the most authentic truth in your existence? And what if, by opening your heart to these indications, by heeding these communications, and by placing your trust in the perpetual nature of love, you could reshape your sorrow from something that diminishes your spirit into something that expands it? This indeed was Edgar Cayce's offering to the world. More than just proof that consciousness persists beyond physical dissolution, it was a guide for sustaining affectionate connections across the unseen divide. It presented a method to remain united with the individuals who hold the greatest significance, even after their earthly forms have been shed. Should you have identified any of these signals within your own life, or if you have been receiving messages from a beloved person who has departed, I encourage you to take a specific action. Begin by acknowledging these communications. Speak aloud to your cherished one. Express gratitude for the signs. Invite them to make their presence felt when you seek solace, and please share your encounters below. Recount the signs you have received. Give your appreciation to the narratives that resonate with you. For when we collectively share these insights, when we affirm one another's connections with the spiritual realm, we foster an environment where it becomes simpler for all to remain receptive to the love that is eternal. Here's a thought to carry with you as we bring our time to a close. The experience of passing does not signify the conclusion of your journey with someone you cherish. It's not even the closing of a single chapter. Instead, it represents a simple shift, a transition into a different mode of shared existence. Your beloved individuals who have departed haven't truly left your side. They have been endeavoring to convey this truth to you through a unique vocabulary of subtle indications and meaningful coincidences, through gentle sensations of their nearness, and instances of profound connection that your heart intuitively understands, even when your rational mind may harbor doubts. The essential query isn't whether they remain with you. Rather, the pivotal question is whether you are prepared to permit yourself to believe it. Are you willing to open your innermost self to a form of affection that transcends the physical act of departure? Are you prepared to trust that the bonds you forge throughout life possess sufficient strength to withstand anything, even the passage we refer to as dying? Because at this very moment, as you engage with these words, the individuals you long for have not vanished. They have simply changed. They exist in a form undetectable by your physical sight, yet they are present. They are aware of your being. They are sending you gentle assurances of their unending affection and presence. Your grandmother, who lovingly instructed you in the art of baking. Your father, who proudly escorted you down the aisle. Your child, whose time with you ended too soon. Your spouse, who pledged their love eternally. Your closest friend, who held all your deepest secrets. They are all still honoring their vows to love you. They all remain an intrinsic part of your life story. The sole alteration lies in the manner by which you commune with them. And now you possess the insight to recognize this profound connection. You are familiar with the 7 distinct signs. You comprehend the unspoken language of love that effortlessly moves beyond the act of passing. Therefore, tonight, as you prepare for slumber, communicate to them that you acknowledge their presence. Offer your gratitude for any indications you might have overlooked previously. Ask them to assist you in perceiving their nearness with greater clarity. And hold steadfast to the conviction that love, genuine love, never truly ceases to be. It merely transforms, evolving into something even more exquisite than what you experienced before. Passing is not the antithesis of life. It is simply the subsequent manifestation of life itself. In essence, love is boundless. Thank you for accompanying me on this exploration. If this message has fostered a sense of new potential within your heart, please share it with anyone who might benefit from knowing they are not alone in their sorrow. Consider subscribing if you wish to delve further into the enigmas of consciousness and ongoing connection. And always remember, the love you yearn for is far closer than you might imagine. Until our next encounter, remain receptive to the signs, maintain your connection to love, and understand that those you have seemingly lost are never truly lost. They are simply loving you from a realm you cannot yet physically perceive.